Have you ever wondered how the world would be if Rome never fell? Imagine a world where the Roman Empire still stands today, where gladiators battle in modern arenas, and Latin is the universal language. The Roman Empire, from its humble beginnings, expanded into a grand imperial force. Its conquests under emperors like Augustus, Tiberius, and Nero were legendary. But as the saying goes, all that glitters is not gold. The empire faced numerous challenges: economic troubles like inflation, the constant threat of barbarian invasions, and an internal discord that was more destructive than any external enemy. These factors, among others, led to the fall of this mighty civilization. But what if things had been different? What if Rome had weathered the storm? If you're as intrigued as a Roman scholar unraveling a scroll, then stick around, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And hey, if you can do it in Latin, you'll earn extra brownie points. So we've talked about the fall, but what if it never happened? What if Rome had stayed its course and continued to rule the world? Now, there's a thought that can really stir the imagination. Imagine a world where the Roman Empire didn't crumble under the weight of economic struggles, political instability, and military conflicts. Instead, it thrived, becoming a beacon of stability, prosperity, and dominance that spanned the globe. This alternate scenario isn't as far-fetched as it might seem. Rome had the potential to avoid its downfall by addressing some of the core issues that eventually led to its demise. Let's start with political corruption. It was a rampant problem in the Roman Empire. But what if it was mitigated? What if the emperors, senators, and other leaders had put the interests of the empire and its people before their own? The power struggles, the backstabbing, the civil wars, all these could have been avoided, leading to a more stable and long-lasting empire. Next, let's consider economic mismanagement. Rome was rich, but it was also plagued by inflation and economic disparity. What if the empire had found a way to manage its wealth more effectively? What if it had developed a robust, sustainable economy that could withstand the pressures of expansion and warfare? And then there's the military. Rome was known for its mighty legions, but they weren't invincible. Barbarian invasions were a constant threat, and internal discord often weakened the empire's defenses. What if Rome had bolstered its military, creating an impenetrable defense that could repel any invasion? Such a Rome would not have fallen. Instead, it would have continued to grow, to evolve, to rule. It would have been an empire that stood the test of time, a powerhouse that shaped the course of world history. Now that's a different world history class, isn't it? But let's dive deeper into this alternate reality. In this alternate world where Rome never fell, imagine how politics, economy, and military might have evolved. Let's start with politics. Rome was a republic before it became an empire, a system where citizens had the right to vote for their leaders. If Rome had continued to thrive, perhaps this republic model would have persisted, refining itself over time and becoming a beacon of democracy. The idea of a Senate, a group of wise and experienced elders debating and deciding on laws, might have been a global standard. Next, let's look at the economy. Rome was a powerhouse, its wealth derived from trade and conquests. Imagine a world where Rome's economic prowess continued to flourish. The currency, the Roman denarius, could have become a global standard, much like the dollar is today. The Roman penchant for infrastructure, roads, aqueducts, and cities might have driven an early industrial revolution, accelerating global development. Lastly, we turn to the military. Rome's military was one of the most formidable in history. If Rome had not fallen, military strategies and technologies could have taken a different trajectory. The Roman legions, with their discipline and organization, could have set the standard for modern armies. Innovations like the Roman siege engines might have spurred an early arms race, leading to advancements in weapons and warfare technologies. To wrap it up, a Rome that never fell could have changed the world in many ways. Its political structure could have influenced modern-day democracies. Its economy could have set the pace for global development, and its military might have revolutionized warfare tactics and technologies. Rome, standing tall and mighty, would have indeed painted a different picture of the world as we know it. Culture shapes us, and an everlasting Rome would have left a profound cultural impact. Let's step into this world and see what it might look like. Imagine a world where the Latin language didn't fall into disuse, but instead thrived and developed, much like English has today. Perhaps in this alternate timeline, we'd all be speaking some modern form of Latin, debating in the forums, and writing sonnets in a language that has its roots in the ancient Roman Empire. Latin could have been the lingua franca, uniting nations under one common tongue. Now let's consider the art world. Roman art, with its grand mosaics, intricate sculptures, and detailed frescoes, might have continued to evolve and influence artistic expression worldwide. There's a chance we could have seen a Roman Renaissance, where artists pushed the boundaries of what was possible, creating masterpieces that would be marveled at for centuries to come. Next, let's take a stroll through the city streets. The architectural style of Rome, marked by grand arches, domes, and sturdy pillars, might have become a global standard. Imagine bustling cities teeming with structures reminiscent of the Colosseum, the Pantheon, or the Roman aqueducts. Not just remnants of a bygone era, but living, breathing aspects of our everyday life. And what about societal norms? The Roman influence could have led to a world where the values of honor, courage, and discipline are held in the highest regard. Maybe we'd see a society that values public service, following the Roman belief in the responsibility of citizens to contribute to their community. But it's not just about what would have been preserved. It's also about what could have been introduced. The Roman penchant for innovation may have led to advancements in science, philosophy, and law that could have set the stage for a world that is different yet strikingly familiar. From Latin-speaking nations to Colosseum-inspired architecture, the cultural landscape would have been a sight to behold. Every event has a domino effect, and Rome not falling would have set off a series of alternate historical events. Imagine, if you will, a world where Rome's influence continues to resonate through the ages. Picture the Renaissance, a period of profound cultural rebirth. It was kick-started by rediscovering the ancient texts of Rome, but what if those texts were never lost in the first place? What if Rome's persistent influence meant a continuous flow of knowledge, art, and culture? The Renaissance could have arrived centuries earlier, or perhaps it might not have happened at all. Now, let's shift gears and consider the two world wars. These global conflicts, fueled by nationalism and the struggle for power, may have played out differently under the watchful eye of an everlasting Rome. Would a unified Rome have ensured a more peaceful Europe, preventing the eruption of these devastating wars? Or would Rome itself have been the epicenter of conflict? Then there's the technological boom. The Industrial Revolution and the Information Age have defined our modern world. But how would they have unfolded under Rome's enduring influence? Rome was a hub of innovation, pioneering feats of engineering, architecture, and law. Would Rome's continuous reign have accelerated technological advancements or veered us off in a different direction? And let's not forget about the great explorations and the colonization of the New World. Would Rome have ventured across the Atlantic, bringing its culture, language, and governance to the Americas? Or would the New World have remained untouched, a land free from European influence? The course of history as we know it would have taken a different turn, leading us to a world we can only imagine. We've journeyed through an alternate world where Rome never fell, and it's been quite a ride, hasn't it? We've delved into the depths of a Rome that remained standing, exploring its potential impact on politics, economy, and military. We've imagined a world where the cultural influences of Rome continued to shape societies and pondered on the domino effect it could have had on various global events. This journey has shown us the fascinating possibilities that lie in the realm of what-ifs. We've seen how the survival of Rome could have rewritten the pages of history, creating a world vastly different from our own. It's a reminder of the sheer power of historical events and their ripple effects on our present and future. As we wrap up this journey into the world of what-ifs, remember that history is not just about the past, but also a window into different possibilities. If you enjoyed this ride through history, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. Until next time, This is Explain Me This, signing off, Valete.